Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Maisha Edmond, licensed cosmetologist in the state of New York. I am also a World Trichology Society certified trichologist. And happy Thursday, right? Happy Thursday. The week is almost over. I trust that you've had a great week. So I've been doing a lot of consultations lately, and I wanted to talk to you briefly about a topic, right? And the topic is just because you do it all the time doesn't mean it's good for your hair. Doesn't make it normal. It doesn't make it normal. So somebody that is out here in these internet streets and these streets, and they are out here doing any and everything to their hair, you need to share this with them. Let them know. Come on, Maisha said, come on and lean in. Get real close. Put your ear to the speaker because I'm just going to talk to you about some things that we do. 10 things that we do. All the time. And because we do it all the time, we think that it's normal, but it's not. It doesn't translate well with your hair. And so, like I said, if you can share, I would be so very grateful. And so I'm going to start with number one. So the first thing is, like I said, I've been doing a lot of consultations lately, and I've been seeing a lot of amazing women of all ages. And it is a funny thing. Some are very combative. Some of them are very matter of fact. They know what their hair can take, what their hair can do, and all that kind of stuff. And because of that, I get a lot of pushback when it comes to me giving my expertise, which, you paid me, I came, and now you don't want to listen. Okay, so number one, the first thing that I hear people say, okay, that they say is when I say drink water, they say I drink liquids. I say drink water and they say I drink liquids. Now listen, this is the crazy thing. I was doing a consultation this week, and I asked the lady, how much water do you drink daily? And she says, well, I drink a lot of water. I absolutely drink a lot of water. And so what do you mean? I mean, I still drink water, right? And I'm like, okay, no problem, but how much do you drink? And she's like, oh, I drink the 17-ounce bottles, the regular, the standard 14. Hey, Mika, the 14, the 16.9. I said, okay, I'll give you the 17 ounces. She was like, yeah, I drink plenty of those. I'm always drinking. And I'm like, okay, how much water do you drink a day? And so I stepped out of the treatment room into my office, and she was talking to somebody, and she goes, well, she didn't say water, she said liquids. And I know that somebody told me that I should drink liquids, and I get a lot of fluids all day long. That's not what I said. Ain't what I said. So I go back into the treatment room and I say to her, how much water only do you drink a day? Oh, well, my tea has water in it. My coffee has water in it. Now I'm confused. She said, I drink the coconut water, and I drink, I have this other thing and it's liquid as well. And I'm saying, miss, it's not interchangeable. How much water do you drink? Like, not how much liquid Pepsi, are you drinking? And so just because it's normal for you doesn't make it right for your hair, right? And so just because you're drinking, okay, so let's do this. Half her body weight in ounces was about 97.5 ounces of water she needed to drink. She was drinking 2 bottles of water. She was getting 34 ounces of water a day. And the rest of the liquids that she felt like was the same thing was coffee, tea, soda, I think some coconut water thing that she had going on, and some other stuff that she had going on. And I'm like, that's not the same thing. And so I'm trying to explain to her He's like, well, that's what I normally do. And so the whole theme became, this is what she normally does. Number two, one thing I always hear, and I want to tell you, just because you do this all the time doesn't mean that it's good for your hair, is shampoo your hair every 6 weeks to 3 months. Huh? You called me? Oh, okay. Because I thought that a lady with a potted plant worth of dirt on her head said something. You are not a plant. You're not. And because you're not a plant, you cannot expect the dirt to make your hair grow. I feel like I be saying this all the time, but that's okay because somebody new is on and they never heard this before. You cannot get away with having healthy hair, the best hair that you can have, the best scalp that you can have, the best smell that you can have, the best hygiene that you can have, and you're washing your hair 6 weeks or 3 months, and that's it. You can't do that. So this same lady was telling me that, my hair is very fine, and you can't wash it too much. Because when you be washing your hair too much, all the natural oils and the juices leave. And because that happens, your hair gets dry. I said, no, your hair's dry because you don't drink no water. And you refuse because you think that liquids is the same thing as water. And that's why your hair is dry. Okay. So she goes on to tell me that she washes her hair every 6 weeks to 3 months. So, yeah. All right, number 3, we on a roll. You can, just because you think it's normal, I don't want you to think that it's okay to put oil on your scalp every single day. So another client was telling me she doesn't wash her hair often, maybe every 3 months. However, potential client, because I didn't. Okay. But she washes every 3 months. However, she does use wild growth oil every day. And my question to her is, if it was working, why come you only have these amount of strands after using wild growth oil every other day on your scalp and not washing your hair like they said? Right? Come on, chime in. Somebody chime in. Don't leave me out here by myself. We got some stylists on here. We got some trichologists on here. We got some clients on here. If you are shampooing your hair once every 3 months, but you using wild growth oil on your hair, why it's not growing wild? It smells wild. You look wild. Something has to be said for that, right? All right. The next thing, these amount of strands, like this. I'm not going to tell you how many strands. Okay. Next, taking supplements that you heard were good. You can't, just because it's normal for you to hear something, say, you know what? That's a good idea. You can't run down to the GNC and go and get the supplements that you heard were good. Why? Because everybody's taking things for a different reason, right? You can't just, down there, you can't be down there just buying up all the vitamin D and the E and the A and the saw palmetto. And then when I ask you, why are you taking that? Oh, because they said it was good to grow your hair. And then when I ask who, they. So did your blood work say? Did your doctor say that you were deficient? Was there some type of a lab reading? Was there what? Like, what happened? Right, Mika. Like, why even come if what you saying is what you saying and what you believe is what you believe? But I'm here to help, so it's okay. Like you got an hour with me, so like let us converse. Okay. All right. Number 5, you cannot, just because you do this doesn't mean it's normal. Buy products based on what you think you need. For example, tea tree for the tingling sensation. So I have clients that say, I bought a tea tree shampoo for the tingling sensation. And then they say the tingle makes your hair grow. And then they purchase oil for hair growth, but you actually don't drink enough water. So it wasn't the fact that you needed the tingling, and it wasn't the fact that it was itching. You figured if it's something that tingles, it's working. And so that will make my hair grow, but you're only drinking 34 ounces of water a day and you need 98, almost 98. No, she didn't want that advice. She didn't want that advice. So when you look at buying products based on what you think you need. It's like going to the store for cold medicine, right? So you read the box, you're standing in the CVS, the Rite Aid, the Walgreens, the Dwayne Reed, or what have you, right? And you go, sneezing, I got that. Coughing, I got that. Scratchy throat, I got that. Sore throat, I got that. This must be it. And so it's not like that for hair growth, hair loss. I don't really even think it's like that for you picking up medication, because you can go down that list based on what you have and really have bad allergies. But you never took the time to go to the doctor. And so because you have itching and red eyes and coughing and stuffy nose and stuff, you like, I must have a cold. But really it might be allergies. But you have self-diagnosed yourself. And so when you look at stuff like that, and people, when you're thinking about buying products, you want to make sure that you're not buying the products based on what you think you need. You need a definitive answer, right? All right. Number 6, drastically changing your diet based on upcoming events or season. It's my birthday, so every year I lose weight. Or it's almost summer, so I don't eat such and such. Or I want to cut out protein right now, so I will do such and such. Or I'm going to detox now. And you call it detox, but it's not gradual. The body is saying, oh no, I have to get that nutrients from somewhere else. And guess what's the first to go? Your hair. And so then there's like a drastic shedding. And now you're like, oh my gosh, what happened to my hair? Or it's thin, or it's shedding. And, look at my ponytail, and it's not as thick as it used to be. But when you do things like adjust your diet on the fly, then you'll get results like that. Number 7, wearing a wig every day with the stocking cap, right? It's not an issue, except you never shampoo the wig because it's clean, because you only wear it to work. Never mind products, sweat, dirt, skin cells that have accumulated inside the wig. But because you purchased your business wig and you only do business in this wig, but you do business every day, you never thought about washing, shampooing the wig. And so that's another thing. It's like, okay, how are you going to remedy this? Oh, it's clean. I only wear it to work. But you're wearing it to work. You're working every day. You're not only are you working every day, you're working long hours, or it's hot. You just gotta wash your wig, right? And get rid of that stocking cap, because that nylon is cutting you down. All right. Number 8, you only sleep like 3 to 4 hours a night. So your body is just used to it. You're like, it's normal. I I get this amount of sleep every night. What's wrong with you? Everybody knows that when you come in, you got to wind down, you got to get your food, you got to get dressed, get in the shower, you got to get dressed for bed, and you got to talk a little while. Then you want to check your emails, you want to scroll on the phone, you want to see what's up, and then you finally go to sleep. And sure, it's 2:30. And of course, you got to get up at 4 in the morning, but really, does it really matter? I did lay down was in a relaxed state. So when I ask a client, what is your stress level from 1 to 10? And they tell me it's a 2. I don't let things bother me. I brush things off. They roll off my back. I'm like a duck. You don't have to worry about me. I don't let people get to me. I don't let things get to me. That have nothing to do with your stress level. How much sleep do you get? See, that's when I got to get into your business. Now I got to know how much sleep you get. I have to know how far your job is, how early you got to get up, what you eating, what meals are you skipping, are you in school, and all this other stuff, just for you to let me know the real, which is your body's under a lot of stress. Your body doesn't know that, okay, oh no, she don't mean to be stressed out. She just sleep like this all the time. Your body is saying stress, sleep deprivation, now my hair is shedding, right? And so you have to think about how that sleep deprivation causes your hair to suffer. And so you may not feel like you're in stress or under stress because you just know it's normal. It's normal. And remember, whatever you have adapted to, those things that you have adapted to and you made them normal in your mind doesn't mean that for the mechanism of living and for your body that stuff is normal. And so you really have to look at those things. The next thing is it might be normal for you to throw relaxer in when needed. Only in certain spots, maybe a little bit around the edges, a little in the back, I'm saying, maybe a little in the top because it gets a little thick right here in the middle. So you just going to throw a little relaxer and you don't use a lot. So, you're going to go down to the Rite Aid or to the beauty supply store, whatever. You're going to get your little box of relaxer. You're going to mix that up and you only going to use a lot and you don't want to waste your money because that was a whole $6. And so with that, you want to make sure you go ahead and throw that in the refrigerator to preserve it so you can use it next time you need a little bit because you don't relax your hair. You just put it on where it's needed. Yeah. And so you're over processing your hair in those needed spots. And because you've always done it and it makes your hair look good for the style, it doesn't make it okay. It doesn't make it okay. And so you have places of breakage and you're saying, I don't know why my hair is just very thin right here and very thin right here. And it's very thin right here, or it's breaking right here, or it's dry and it's brittle right here. And you neglect to tell your hair loss professional or your hair care professional, your regular stylist, that sometimes you feel like you might need a little splash of relaxer. And because you need a little splash, you went ahead and splashed it. And then, you keep that in the fridge, keep it on hand just so that, just in case things get a little rough right up in here, that you're able to just lay that down for a few minutes. And never mind basing because you don't burn. Because that's how you know the relaxer works, when it's burning your skin. That ain't true. I'm being sarcastic. Okay. It don't have to hurt to work. Amen. All right. And number 10, going to YouTube University. Now, chat. You got some people, and we adore these people on YouTube. I mean, adore them. But a lot of people are not professionals, right? And so they have figured out a cool or quick or innovative way to do specific styles and techniques and maybe a chemical service on their own hair. And so you go and buy exactly what they use and you do what they do. And sometimes you put your own twist on it to their twist, but you never take into consideration that your hair and your scalp and any of your issues, and if you could even use the products, right? And even if they are using the products, because a lot of times you have influencers doing videos on YouTube and they're doing the video to push the product because they're an influencer and they're getting a check, but they're not using that product. So you go out and you buy the product and you use their code and all that other stuff. And now I got to argue with you before I can help you because you think that the YouTuber would never steer you wrong. And they don't know you. They don't see your hair. They don't know your condition. You don't even know your condition. And so you go to YouTube University, then you come up short, right? And so just because you think things are normal, or you have normalized things in your life concerning hair, doesn't make it normal, right? Which means that there are a lot of bad habits that we have kind of adapted and adopted and we use and we stick by and we pass them down and we share them with others, but it's not the best thing for you all the time. And so I just really want you to be careful and to really kind of evaluate your regimen. What are you doing? What are you using? What are you interchanging terminologies that should not be? Liquids and water is not the same thing, right? So if someone asks you, how much water do you drink? And you say, I drink a lot of liquids. If it's orange juice, I'm not speaking to your orange juice. I'm speaking to the H2O that you are sucking down, right? And so you look at those things, and it's really simple. If you want to grow your hair back, if you wanted to react a certain way, if you wanted to perform a certain way, it's simple stuff that you can do. And when you do those things, you'll notice a change. You'll notice an improvement in your hair. You'll notice less shed. You'll notice less breakage. You'll notice that the hair is strong, that it's shiny, and you don't have to use a lot of products and stuff like that. It flows. It has body. But when you do things that are not healthy and you normalize them, and then it kind of gives you a hard way to go. So I just wanted to get on and just talk to you about that and just let you know that everything that you are using isn't good for you, right? It's not always good for you. The things that you're doing, the practices that you have put in place are not good for your hair. And so just because you have made them normal in your life doesn't make them normal when it comes to your hair care. And I hope I helped you. Have a great day and happy hair growing.